China-produced Ford sales were down almost 20% year-on-year in the first quarter, and the locally produced Hyundai sales were down 15% in the same period. While the phasing out of preferential tax policies on smaller vehicles is one factor for the slowing sales, there are indications that the foreign brands are having a more basic problem with their China strategies, which are still lagging despite the fact the overall auto market rebounded quickly in February following weak January sales.
There are
huge declines in Ford and Hyundai sales in China. For Ford, this is mainly due to its slow pace of rolling out new models and its less competitive price ranges. Ford has an SUV selling below 100,000 yuan, but that price range is dominated by larger SUVs from Chinese domestic brands, so that didn't help Ford much. And Hyundai has positioned itself a bit lower than VW, Buick, and Japanese brands. But that segment is getting increasingly squeezed by domestic brands such as Geely, SAIC, and GAC Group.
Domestic car maker Geely has in fact almost doubled its sales in the first quarter this year. Other domestic brands including Chang'an and Haval also saw a 10% growth year-on-year in Q1 sales. This contrasts with the lower than 5% growth rate of foreign brands such as Volkswagen and General Motors. Quality improvements and cheaper prices appear to be the reasons. The number of defects reported in domestic brands has been falling significantly. According to J.D. Power's annual survey of car quality, the number of defects found per 100 vehicles in domestic brands was 308 in 2006, almost doubling the number for international brands, but by last year, domestic brands had narrowed the gap to only 14.
Roughly 2018, 2019, roughly around that time frame. So that's when the quality of domestic vehicles will be roughly equal to those of international vehicles. Now, when I say quality, that is hard quality. Those are defects. That is just one aspect of quality. The second aspect of quality is what we call appeal. It's the performance, the execution, and the layout. That one, we see that the difference between domestics and international brands is actually the difference is taking more time to get together.
J.D. Power estimates, however, it will only take another 4 to 6 years for domestic brands to catch up in their overall appeal. According to the China Automobile Association, sales of Chinese domestic brand passenger cars reached 2.72 million units in the first quarter, up 6.5% year-on-year. Their market share increased 0.8 percentage points over last year, reaching 45.7%. The association projects an overall 5% growth for the entire China auto market this year, while research firms predict the figure will be closer to 7%.